He's asking if he'll be happy if his daughter marries a black guy. You know what? I know very many black men will not be happy if their daughters marry a white dude. Because we should retain our cultures. We should be proud of it. We should keep our languages, our traditions. I mean, I can't imagine some dude coming to my house and bringing me 6 cows for my daughter. But, you know.
No, it'll be 50.
Oh, 50 cows.
You see, I love this show. I love this show for one thing. I love the way people come out and express themselves, and they can even laugh over it, understand people's perspective, right? So I want you to calm down and listen to this video because there is a lot to learn from here. Just understand that before anything else, we are human beings, right? We are human beings. It's just different skin. Before all these colors and every other thing, just put first that we are all human beings, and that's what matters. Let's watch.
We do not have a democracy, we have a majority rule. Small groups of people are losing their identity, they are losing their cultures. He's asking if he'll be happy if his daughter marries a black guy. You know what? I know very many black men will not be happy if their daughters marry a white dude. Because we should retain our cultures. We should be proud of it. We should keep our languages, our traditions. I mean, I can't imagine some dude coming to my house and bringing me 6 cows for my daughter. But, you know.
No, it'll be 50.
Oh, 50 cows.
So, a certain amount of people which wants to create a nation of unity. And then there's us, the Boers. We don't take part in this. And we're not going to. And we're not going to go away. And we're the rightful owners of this land. So, so that doesn't mean we doesn't see the sunshine over other people. Okay, if you go back in history, you would actually see that the Boers have negotiated with the tribal chiefs and the kings, and we have see them as equal, and we have give them their peace. Okay, now.
Now, carry on. We can hear you.
If we want to share one country, we must first accept the realities.
Help me understand something. If we're going to live in the same country, but you don't want unity, how do we do it?
We never wanted unity.
No, I accept what you're saying. Okay. I accept that. That's what you said. What I'm saying is, then how do we live in one country?
Oh, that's very easy, okay? We can live in this country happily if we have proper borders. So if the Boers have their land, and the Tswanas have their land, and the Zulus have their land, we do not want to mix. Leave Joburg for the cosmopolitans and all this type like.
Sounds like apartheid, though.
Yeah, properly, yes.
And all that.
All right. Let me hear
How do you feel if your daughter decided to marry a black man? How do you feel about that?
I cannot see that happen.
No, I'm saying if she wanted to.
No, then it's her choice. Then she go off in life with her choices and she live with it. I don't see you as a lesser person. I only see you as a different person than my culture. And I love my own.
When you're looking at the South African coat of arms, it talks about diverse people unite. It is not a suggestion, it's a command. It's like, diverse people unite. And I think we actually forget that this is what we're supposed to do as South Africans, that we're supposed, yes, the acknowledgement of our diversity is there, but we have to unite in our diversity.
In turn, we get the final word from our audience and our panel. This is the big debate.
When Desmond Tutu said the white people must be glad they're not killed, why didn't anybody say anything? And why didn't anybody say that's racist? And say, how can Tutu say that? White people must be glad they're not killed.
Because it's true. It's true.
My question is based to Sune about the Red October. I actually don't understand why white people tend to be rhinos that you guys are in danger. You need to accept what you have done to the country, and you need to sit down and allow us to heal. We have accepted what you guys did. Because what is the whole point of this Rainbow Nation? The guy said, this is their land. This is not your land, sir. You need to wake up from wherever you're dreaming and face reality.
Here's a thing for us going forward. We need to substitute intolerance with love. We are not a people. We are a nation of individuals. If we are a nation, we need to stop tolerating, but we really need to love each other.
It's interesting when I look at your country, which has only got about 11 tribes, while Kenya has about 45. And to be able to put a nation together is quite a mammoth job. And you must admit that 300 years is a long time to undo in 20 years. The question is, what are we going to do? How are we going to implement a program that is going to unravel this over a period of time?
As the young people, we are colorblind to begin with. I have white friends, I had colored friends, I have Indian friends, I have friends from all spectrums. And when we get together, the most important thing is enjoying an experience of euphoria, enjoying an authentic experience of love, excitement. You know, we don't care if you're black, if you're white, where you come from. What's important is what's in here. What can you give me that I can use to grow as an individual? At the same time, what can I give back to you? You understand? Now, the thing that is actually happening is quite saddening for a person like me, because it feels like the older generation is trying to resuscitate apartheid, which is a giant that is in a coma. I don't believe that the Rainbow Nation project is dead. I believe it's limping. Yes. What's important is that as the nation, we need to come together and say, yes, fine, this is where we messed up. How can we work together moving forward?
There are some people that are not simply willing to partake in the project of creating this kind of country that we want. And as young people have spoken about here, we have to say, if those people are not willing to work towards building the kind of unity that we want in this country, then we must leave them behind, and we must not be apologetic about doing that. But I also want to make sure that when we leave this room, we don't take people that have been saying that they're speaking as somebody as a Boer or whatever, and assume that they are speaking on behalf of all Afrikaans people in this country, because then it's going to take us backwards.
Yes. People will continue to be angry. People will continue to be intolerant for as long as there's these disparities economically. Socio-economic transformation first, and then questions of reconciliation, of peace will follow after justice. Thank you.
When we return, the final word from our panel. Welcome back to the big debate on racism. Let's get the final word now from our panel.
When we talk about race and reconciliation like we did today, it often feels to me as if people invent a past that never existed. And I think that it's very important for everyone to be a little bit self-reflexive and to be honest with themselves first. And especially as a white person, maybe with a tinge of humility at the same time, to think what actually happened in the past. If we don't get to that point of acknowledging what happened in the past and the wrongs in the past, there cannot really be true reconciliation.
Thank you. Sanette?
I'm not the philosophical one and not doing the nice speeches. I'm a realist. And the reality is that after 20 years, this country is in serious trouble. It's burning. And we do not have another 20 years to have nice philosophical discussions about who should be giving what and apologizing for what. We need to get on with it. And then the lady that started her sentence was saying, I'm a proud, strong Sotho woman. That's exactly what I wanted her to say. I didn't diss her culture. I said, that's your culture. Keep keep it and look after it, but allow us ours as well. Because if in this country I start a sentence by saying I'm a proud Afrikaner white woman, I'm in trouble.
Lebo, the struggles that we are dealing with in South Africa are not singular. They are global struggles. People of color, women have been systematically oppressed for centuries. The work that we're doing today to try to break this down is not just important work for ourselves, for our continent, but it's important work for the world. And I'm grateful to have been a part of this experience. South Africans are very passionate. We care about our country, and it's evidenced by the nature of the conversation today.
It feels like the subject matter needs something, almost like a moral figure. We don't have Mandela anymore, but someone of that caliber to stand up and say, actually, we're all part of one nation. And those who want to stay behind and live in the past, fine, we will leave them behind. But at some point, they will come and join us because where they live is not feasible.
One of my favorite poems is by a woman named June Jordan, and she talks about the fact that we are the ones we have been waiting for. And I think that this idea that there are a group of exceptional people who led us to democracy and now they're gone and we are sort of left leaderless and looking for someone to replace them is deeply problematic. What's clear from this conversation is that everyone is big on vision and very short on details. How is it that we are going to create this path to this wonderful future? And what you need for that, in part as leaders, of course, but I think you need to be thinking about it consistently and constantly. We had the TRC for 5 years. It wrapped up its work. It's sitting on shelves. I think we need to really think about a national initiative where it is somebody's business every single day. In schools, in churches, in communities, someone must be tasked with the business of thinking through and dealing with racism in all the ways in which it affects our society. Most importantly, the structural ways. Because in some ways, this conversation is a hijacking of the real issues. The real issues are that people are poor, and most of the people who are poor are black. That's it.
All right, thank you so much for stopping by. I welcome you from anywhere, any part of the world that you have come to be with us here today. So, if you can understand something here in this video, you understand that this is South Africa, right? This is big debate. This is a show, like, where South African people come together and express themselves about culture and political issues, right? So one thing I understand here is that, you see, first of all, I would say, don't force anybody to love you. If somebody says they don't love you, just understand it, right? Don't force anyone to love you, because South Africa has diverse culture, different people from different cultural backgrounds coming together to stay and coexist. Are you getting me? So these people, due to what happened in the past, we all know the stories of South Africa and how during the apartheid era, there's a lot of story back then. So they have now agreed to live together as one people, but they still have all these culture shocks going on around them. So that's why some black people don't want their children married to white people. You understand? Why some white people don't want their children married to black people. But despite that, they still marry each other. Because when love happens, love happens. Love doesn't care of the skin color. Love doesn't care of any other thing. Love just, love just come on its own. And without even knowing it, you see two people falling in love. You see two people like coexisting peacefully. They don't care about the culture. They don't care about the skin. They don't care about anything. They just love each other. Right? And that's bring us to the human nature, right? Human nature, we are all human beings, no matter what, no matter the skin color, right? So forget about the politics aspect of it. Forget about the culture shocks. Just understand that we are all human being. And I love the fact that everyone there understand what they are there for. They understand that they are there to express themselves, express how these people are wrong, how the other maybe the other color or the other cultures, the other kind of people are wrong, and they're able to tell them to their face, this is what I can't take, this is what I am not trained with, right? Because if you go to different, like for instance, there is some cultures that I have that you watching this video does not have. There's some culture there's some things that you see me doing, and you find yourself and you see it and you be like shocked. What kind of thing are you doing? But that's just what I'm trained with. From my third generations, you understand me? From my great-grandparents, they trained me with that way, and I've been able to adapt to my own culture. I understand. I'm not going to expect you to just fall in love immediately with my culture, but maybe when you start seeing me doing it over and over again, and maybe you can just adjust and start liking it. That's how the world is, right? That's how the world is. People have different cultures, people have different understanding, the people have different ways of living. You understand me? So I love this show, and I learn a lot from it. I learn the way that people can be able to accommodate other people, right? People can be able to associate, right? I love this show a lot. Forget about the politics aspect of it. We are all one people, no matter what. What has happened, and we should all live on. The only thing is that every human being should be respected. Whatever your ideology is for the betterment of people, you should be respected. This is what I think about this, and I would love to know what you think in the comment section. Please, kindly, if you're the first time coming across our video, like, subscribe, and share also. See you in the next one.